Calling all mamas and papas. If you want your kids to become better at English, enjoy it more, today we're going to talk about some of our experience and ideas that we have for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Hey, let me teach you how to enjoy English for kids episode. We're the hosts. My name is MJ.
My name is Adam.
And we'd like to say thank you for joining us in this video where you can understand, listen, natural speed English to help improve your immersion study of English. Or should I say study? Maybe I should just say the inhalation of English.
Yeah, absorption.
Absorption shimikomu of English.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah.
So this one is going to be for all the mothers and fathers out there, maybe even for some of you who are Juku teachers or just teachers in general of English. We're going to be talking about how we can help kids improve, enjoy, or study English. So me and Adam, if you guys didn't know, we have been teaching, or I guess helping people with their English for what, over 10 years? I mean, collectively between the both of us, you know, we can get fancy and say more than 20 years of experience of helping people with their English. And within helping those people, there have been kids. So Adam, from the start, what do you think is a problem or a thing that an issue that you see kids go through when they're studying English?
I think I don't want to say it's a problem, but I want to say it's like a part of their learning habits.
Yeah.
And their personality.
Yeah.
Is the thing that we know as your attention span. And everybody has an attention span. And what that is just your ability to focus on something and for how long. So if I say you have a long attention span, it means you can focus on something, the same thing, for a long time. If you have a short attention span, you can't focus for a long time. You can only focus for a short time. Most kids have a short attention span where if something's interesting for them, maybe they can focus for a long time, but usually it's not as long as an adult would be able to do something. So they have a short attention span. And for English, their attention span is very short. It's even shorter. So I think that's one of the issues. How to keep a child focused on learning, studying, getting used to speaking English while balancing their short attention span. The ability for them to remember and keep using the English, which is very hard.
That's
the thing that I thought was like the most difficult.
Yes. And the thing that is kind of universal in the way that every child around the whole world has this, where if it's boring, they're going to not pay attention. They're going to stop and turn away quickly, where if it is something that's interesting to them, they will spend more time focused on it, right? So that's why a lot of kids like to watch a lot of TV, because it can be fun. If it's like a cartoon, if it's a child's focused TV program, right? Once the news comes on, they're like, oh, what's this news? Boring. I don't want to watch any of this. And I feel like, learning English is on the side of news program where here's all this information. That's it. There's not much fun involved in that. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. One thing that I see that is an issue with kids learning and can be a barrier or a wall for them to try to help them break through is, what's the purpose of studying another language? In Japan, especially, English is not widely used. Almost nobody's using English. It's here, right? You can see so many programs like using like English with if it's text, you can hear comedians use jokes and with English in them. Even when you're outside, like, or at the park or at the supermarket or something, or maybe it's because I'm a Westerner, and so I kind of feel that like when I'm out walking around in Japan, there will be people who notice me and then they'll decide to talk to their friend in English just for that second as we walk past each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I don't know if it's that or if that person would naturally uses English in their daily conversation.
I think it happened where they were with children, and the child was like, "Not the ego." It was funny, but
yes. So in some ways, English is around, and you can encounter English. You can come in contact with English in Japan, but overall, you don't need English to live and survive in Japan. Everyone is speaking Japanese. So unless you are working at like a train station, an airport, or a souvenir touristy area,
right,
you don't really need to know English. So for kids, this is the biggest thing I see as something that we can try to help them understand, that English isn't just to be used in Japan. Of course, you're not going to be using it with your friends, but it's to kind of help you in your future, which is another difficult thing to explain to kids, because I know when I was a kid, my mom told me should study and get good scores and practice your math, MJ, because when you get older, it will help you, right? And when you get older, when you become an adult, but when you're a kid, I don't care.
No,
becoming an adult, that's like 100 years from now, mom and dad.
The future, that's the end of the week. The future is Friday. This Friday.
That's as far as I go. So these are things, So attention span, short attention span specifically, and giving reasons to study, to acquire English are big hurdles that everyone's going to come face to face with when they're having to teach kids or wanting to influence kids to use English, study English, practice English. So what are some things that, Adam, you would think would help these kids or help parents or teachers kind of get kids energized about English?
I think the out of the box style of teaching, making English not a chore, not a task, not an exercise for them to do that's hard and challenging. Of course, it can be a little challenging because you need it to, get over the hurdles, but also fun, also encouraging, also something that they feel that they've accomplished something and they feel like it's a reward for them to continue studying and learning. Not at the end of the day, they're just like, oh man, again, English. Man.
Yeah.
But like, oh yeah, yesterday or last time we had class, it was fun, it was enjoyable. I want to enjoy again. I want to play a board game in English with my classmate because he beat me last week and I want to win this time. Something fun, something enjoyable. And I think if the environment within the classroom is like that feeling, it gives all the students that feeling of joy and fun, they'll be more interested in continuing. They'd be less, their attention spans for that would be bigger, I feel.
Totally. Yeah. I think that's a really great one. I've seen a lot of different programs, even like online, like how to do these different types of studies. Even when I was a kid, I remember there was different types of ways to learn things, specifically math problems. They turn it into some sort of game where you are to succeed in the game, to get better, to get to the next level. You have to be able to solve these math problems in a certain time frame or something. So adding that to it, for me personally, yes, totally made me feel like I'm not studying and I'm playing a game. So that was something that helps me. The tough thing is that I feel like English is to a certain degree, you can just turn it into a game, right? Talking about different colors or drawing fruit and then having the kids guess, like Pictionary, what kind of fruit this is, after studying the vocabulary. All good things and all, I think, fun, which is really important. But to have that environment to give them a different way, a perspective of English, I think is maybe just, something we all can try. Watching videos, watching movies, maybe even YouTube in English, something that is interesting to them. All right. And I feel like it can be really like hit or miss. I've heard plenty of people say, oh, we use all these famous movies from America, these cartoons, and we play them in English for our kids. And all the kids are like, no, like, I don't understand anything. It's English. Right. And it's really difficult to give them something that they know is in Japanese and have seen before, and then here's the English version. Where with adults, I feel it's better to have that, to get the understanding base first, and then here's this thing. But for kids, I feel like you need to show them this thing. It's only in English, but it's really cool. It's really fun. Right. Let's watch it. And another thing I would say is, let's do this thing. Let's watch this thing. And this is specifically for parents who want to have their kids get more involved with English, enjoy English.
Right.
Is to watch together and to talk about what's going on. If you find this new program, maybe I'll just say out there, my recommendation would be Bluey, because I feel it's not very, very basic. It's not very, very simple.
Right.
There's an Australian accent to it as well, different from ours. But the messages is really great, and the illustration, the drawings, the design is really great, really eye-catching, very different from how it is in Japan. So something that I think both also parents and children can enjoy watching this program, Bluey. And I think it would be great to watch it with your kid. You can ask them questions. Oh, like, what's going on now? Or even just speaking from yourself. What you see happening on screen is what you can just say out loud. Like, maybe they're doing this, using Japanese at the beginning, having the conversation here in Japanese, because what you're watching is English. So that's just the input, right?
Right.
Maybe little by little, you can start using the vocabulary that you're hearing with the child. Be like, nani sore? Is that an apple? Right. And then trying to work those things in little by little. So it's that passive kind of learning, along with enjoying, right? They're watching this video, hopefully that they're enjoying. And little by little, you're picking up on these English things. So it's this takeaway from or moving away from learning phrases, doing like role play, like doing dances, like, I'm feeling good. How about you? Like, okay. It's not natural. No one's gonna sing. We're not in a musical. Like, maybe you think it's fun, but I kind of feel like it takes away from the reality of what English really is. It goes connecting to how many people say in Western countries, if you want to learn Japanese, you shouldn't learn it through anime, because a lot of the phrases or the words maybe are a little extreme for daily conversation. Maybe there's things you could pick up and you can learn. It's not that it's not helpful. It can be helpful, but it steps away from reality. So I feel like, it's good to stick with reality. What's real conversations, everyday conversations that you can continue to have with your kid, and hopefully they can experience as well in real life.
Make that environment more friendly, English friendly, and make them have fun with it rather than pressure them into study, I think.
Yes. And finding the difference between, if your kid likes a kind of schedule, like, now it's our English time in the day, or maybe even, don't ask the kid, just turn on this kid's English cartoon show by yourself, and then they might come. Hopefully they come and watching it together.
Why are you watching that? I don't know, it's funny.
Right, look what he's doing. So it takes a little bit of the teacher side of kind of helping the kid, also the side of being a parent and understanding the child, what's good or what's helpful, what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy, which are all not easy to do, everyone.
Yeah.
There's no single answer. There's only all different types of options that you can try. And depending on what kind of learner your child is, what they enjoy, then find what they enjoy and then stick with that. And hopefully little by little, step by step, they can enjoy English.
Yes. It's not going to happen quickly or overnight, but slowly and surely they'll enjoy it. Little by little. They'll find what they like. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, that's it for this episode. Thank you all so much. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know down in the comments. Are you a parent or a teacher who is trying to help kids study English? Let us know down. What is troubling or an issue, a problem possibly that you are facing, and maybe we'll make another one to help you out. We don't know.
Or let everybody know what was successful for you.
Ooh.
But that's it.
We will see you
on the next
step.